Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm JC, and today's video I'm going to talk about my works in progress and what I'm currently working on. Some are novels, some things are in the editing stages, some things I'm working on fleshing out ideas for, and some things I'm working on putting towards the publishing process and getting things done in that area. So my top thing that I'm working on overall, not currently, but overall, is my mystery series that about 2 years ago, I just started a mystery series. It's the first series I've ever done. I never really thought I would do a series because I know it's a lot of work that goes into writing a mystery series. It's a lot of research, and I didn't really think that I would delve into that because it's very tedious, but I love it. I love mystery so much that just the idea of writing it and planning out all the details of the mystery and how it happens, and I really love it. And I started it 2 years ago with book one. It's the Mackenzie Brown series. She's an investigative reporter who is working to solve different crimes around Baltimore, Maryland, and she's working with the detective who she ends up dating. By the end of book one, they end up getting involved with one another. But book one, she spent most of the time trying to prove herself innocent because she was the suspect. She's an investigative reporter, but the person who got murdered was someone connected to her past, and there was a possibility or a thought that she was the one who killed him. And she had to basically not only just find out who killed him because he was a prominent man, but she had to prove herself innocent. And by the end of it's a lot of other details and family secrets of hers that comes out that affects her personally and affects the case. But in the end, they obviously they find the killer, and I don't want to give too much away. I know I should go more in detail, and probably I will when I start working on book three, because then I'll probably want to talk about it a little more. But book two is actually her working on uncovering a 25-year-old missing cold case. It's a missing persons case, and one of the young girls that went missing was the sister of the detective that she's dating. And obviously it's 25 years, the girls are dead, but no one ever knew what happened to them. So she delves into trying to figure out what happened to them when one of the bodies of the girls is discovered. And so that was an interesting one to write because I had to do a lot of research on cold cases, and the way they go about solving a cold case is much different than they would go about solving an active case. And so it's a lot different. It's a lot of research. I love research, so it's probably my favorite part of writing that particular series is the research of it. So the second thing I'm going to be working on, that I am working on in tandem with the other things, is the outline for my next novel, The Weight of Her, which is what I'm doing for Camp NaNoWriMo in July. And that story is about a mother-daughter relationship that it's a tumultuous one. It's she had an abusive childhood, and it's basically about the impact childhood trauma has on a person and how it can affect, especially when it stems from your mother, how it can affect how you go about your life, the decisions you make in your life. A lot of decisions you make sometimes are because of things that happened decades ago, and it's essentially that. As I'm going through the outlining process for The Weight of Her, I'll probably will talk more in details about that book. But for this video, I just wanted to lightly touch on the projects. So the third thing that I'm going to be working on is republishing my first novel, The Diary, Succession of Lies. Again, revolves around a mother-daughter relationship, so to speak. Um, it's my first. It was my debut novel, but it didn't debut well, which is why I am re-releasing it. I talked about that in my other video, 7 things to think about before you sign that contract. I talked about why that didn't go well, which was why I wanted to re-release it and and let the story, you know, have another shot. So that story is the mother's dead. She still plays a main role in the book because it's diary excerpts, which are the mother, and the daughter, which is the regular, you know, the book, her discovering all of these things about her mother she thought she knew that she didn't know, and all of the secrets that come out affect her entire life. And these are things, and she, you know, her mother's dead, so it's hard to be angry at a person when you can't get the confrontation you need from them. But she is angry, and there's a lot of things that happen because of the secrets her mother kept and took to her grave with her and left behind for her to deal with. And so yeah, it's about that. My third thing is my writing motivational book. It's a spiritual motivation book for writers who self-sabotage. It's called For the Crazy Makers. And my idea behind that book is I just wanted to create something with words of encouragement for writers, creative types who always find themselves doubting themselves and doubting their work, their abilities, all this self-doubt, and basically it amounts to self-sabotaging yourself when you have all this doubt that you create in yourself. And it's a lot of things in that book. I'm working on editing that out now and dealing with graphics stuff and things like that. Also, going back to the republishing of my first book, I just found a person to redo the cover. So hopefully I will have that book released by the end of summer, because it's already done and edited and ready to go. I just needed a new cover. So I will give a more concrete date as to when it releases, when I'm more sure of when that's going to happen, and I will probably document the process of republishing that on this channel. My other thing is I'm going to flesh out an idea for a short story collection. I don't do short stories typically because I'm really long-winded, and every time I attempt a short story it turns into a novel idea. So, but I have a solid idea for a short story collection. I'm going to give it another try because I've always wanted to write a short story. It always ends up ballooning to something so much more than a short story. So I'm going to give it another shot. The idea centers around 7 deadly sins, and that's all I'm going to say about that idea because it's so fresh and new and I haven't really fleshed it all the way out yet, and I don't want to share too much too soon. So I also have 3 poetry collections that I am going to release. One that's already well, all 3 of them are already done. One is ready to go. The other 2, I need to go through them again, and I just need covers for the 3 of those as well, mostly. And I'm hoping to release those, well, 2 of them before the end of this year as well. And I will let you know more about that in another video when I have a concrete date for you. And oh, that's it. Also, I have to work on editing the first novel in my mystery series, which I be honest, I haven't touched in 2 years. When I finished it up in NaNoWriMo 2018 is when I finished up book 1. And I haven't touched it since then because I wanted to go back with fresh eyes, and I didn't know I was going to end up writing a couple of other different things in the middle of that would end up keeping me from going back to it sooner. So I'm gonna go back and finally edit. I'm gonna get it printed out first because I tend to like to print out my work so I can edit it and go through it on paper and mark it up with red pen and all that good editing stuff that we love to do. And that's it. And that's all for my works in progress. So that's it for this video. And let me know what you're working on in the comment section. If you like what you've seen today and you want to look at more videos of mine, hit the like and subscribe button and you'll get notified whenever I upload a video. Typically I'm uploading on Fridays, but I'm planning on increasing my videos to Tuesdays and Fridays. Leave a comment down below on what you're working on and let me know. And I'll have a blessed day. Bye.